The Retro Buzz starts right after this.
Hey guys, it's Friday, so it's time for another edition of the Retro Buzz. And today we've got a great show planned for you. I've got one of my good buddies from a long time on today to talk about how to build your video game collection. I've actually been following a lot of his videos to build my collection. But before we get into that, we have the Mr. Planetoads. He just shot somebody. Wait. Oh, no.
Well, that was fun. Hold on, I think I missed one. Hold on. I might have missed one here. I'm not sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his esteemed entrance, we've got Mr. Glenn Planamento.
That was awesome, guys. That was awesome. I'm telling you, there's nothing like knocking out some Cylons. I'm telling you, it's friggin' fun. Love it. Love it.
I thought you were coming back to Earth. P-Dubs made it right the other day, I thought.
Yeah, but you know what? It's been like 2 weeks since we had our Retro Buzz show, so I figured, why come back? So I just have to hang out here a little bit, and this ship came by and gave me a Viper for my Eagle. I'm like, I'll take it. So I'm hanging out for a little while longer, if you don't mind.
No, that's fine. We were kind of wondering what was going on in the beginning there, but you were destroying some fighters.
Gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Well, it's great to have you back, and we've got also Mr. Douglas Smith, Mr. Cool Toy himself, the man that cost me money.
Like I said, I told everybody, I'm trying to jumpstart this economy. It's for the greater good. One classic collectible or arcade at a time. We're going to get America back on track. So spend that money, folks.
We'll get to the what he cost me money on a little later. But he's back for his second week in a row. No baseball, but he's back. Got my son Daniel, and he's still trying to figure out what Glenn was doing a little bit ago, right?
He's being a weirdo. And
I am saving the human race here.
Hey, are you breaking the internet satellite? Is that what you're doing?
Actually, you know what? I did hit a Starlink before. I mean, Elon's got to be a little more careful where he parks those things.
Well,
I guess you're gonna have to be paying like $1 million for that.
Well, either way, we're glad to have all you guys here, and we've got with us, joining us all the way from his residence in Texas, Mr. Wright Way, and his fiance, Miss Zap Crystal. I have to say Miss because you're not married yet.
Very well.
Yeah, I know, right? You don't sign on papers, man. This is a weird time. Man. Well, how you been doing, Fruity Pebble? It's been a long time.
Hey, man. Yeah, it's for those that don't know, Steve and I used to do a show. We did The Right Way to Photograph. We did Mac. It was a Mac show. What was it was iFanboys we did.
Yes, iFanboys, because we were so like, every time an Apple product come out, we'll be the first in line to get it. I remember that time. Did I tell a story that I stayed 8 hours in like a tent outside
I remember that.
Okay.
That's dedication.
He was doing that. So
8 hours.
Steve is, for those that don't know, Steve is a big wrestling photographer he's a big photographer in general, but he is, besides arcade and video game collecting, he's been to many WWE events, AEW events, all these different events, taking a lot of the pictures that you guys see in magazines and posters and all that good stuff. So when Steve and I used to do these shows, I would come on, and I don't know what happened. It was during the John Cena, The Rock, back and forth, and he just, on one of the shows, just was like, "Be quiet, you Fruity Pebble," and that's kind of what started the whole, war back and forth. So, fast forward to
proudly.
Yeah, fast forward to today. Well, the last couple months, I should say. Steve started doing a lot of content in relation to building your collection. I've watched. You can see behind Steve there. That's not a green screen. I mean, that's his collection. I mean, he's got a ton of it,
Yeah.
and that's just what, one side, right?
Yeah, this is one side. Other stuff are in boxes. I actually ran out of room, and I'm like, oh, I looked at it like, okay, I'm running out of room. I can't take over our son's room with other stuff, so I had to move all my arcade one-ups into the front room. Thankfully, she let me move all because she's a gamer too. We got a wall, so I got like what 7 arcade one-ups now. I think yes. So I had to take them all out. I had each and every one in this room on one side. I couldn't even open the window. I said, I have to make it look presentable.
Whoa. Let's make it clear. That was my idea.
Yeah, that was her idea.
Give credit where credit's due.
The only reason was her idea because usually most women don't want all that game stuff in the living room, and she was okay with it. So I was like, okay, cool, you have it. I said, you can have every part of the house. Just let me have the room here and one side of the kitchen where I can put the arcade stuff in, and I'm good.
Well, so Steve started.
That's our day.
Steve started doing all this, and he was doing these YouTube videos, which I haven't seen in a while because I know he did a lot, and he took some time off of YouTube. And then he came back and he started doing these videos on how you can build your collection. And I actually used a lot of the tips, and I got my son involved, where we go out to different places like Goodwill and, you know, pawn shops or all these different places.
Cat pee place.
He calls it the cat pee place.
Hey, you do too. You're not the
The
only
cat pee place?
innocent one.
So there's a video game store that has a cat that has some issues, and it pees all over the carpet. So it kind of,
Yeah.
it's bad. But anyways, so Steve shows like going in there. Sometimes you can get them for $2. I'll let you kind of expand and what you do with them and how you build your collection.
Okay, well, thanks. Hello, everybody. My name is Steve Wright. I got a channel called Mr. Wright Way. In that time, I had met my fiance. She's a gamer too. Her name is Crystal. She goes by Zap Crystal. She's a more energetic one. She actually got me back on YouTube doing stuff. I was just sitting here like, okay, I have all this knowledge. And said, just share it. So I was like, okay, I just started making videos and started getting back into it. And I was like, oh, people are really, because my first thing is I want to help the other gamer. I want to help a gamer go out. I don't mind, giving my tips and secrets. I don't understand this culture of holding on to like, oh, I can't tell you what I get for it. It's one thing not to tell price, but it's another thing to tell the process of getting it so you can get something. Like, say for instance, this game right here, Ridge Racer. Ridge Racer, this is a very rare PS1 game. Why it's rare? Because Ridge Racer in a jewel case, this jewel case is like didn't get that many prints. This game is probably about $300 to $400. This game.
What?
Yes.
Okay, I'll put mine's going on eBay tomorrow.
Do you have one of these?
Putting it out there on eBay.
Oh, wait,
man.
wait. Glenn probably has 5 of them.
I actually don't, but I do have one. And you know what? I'm gonna actually stop over to the Galactica. There's quite a few people over there, so people don't want one.
Well, that's all right. Just make sure you shoot first.
That's what my dates always say. Be careful. There are usually.
But what I was saying, like, so how I got that game right? It's really hard to drop $300 on the game, as you should know by arcade one-ups and different stuff. It's hard to drop just a huge amount of money on a game. What I always say is buy cheap and sell for a profit. And that's really what I do. The one thing about it, the thrill of going to find a game is phenomenal. I remember I was going out hunting one day, and I'm on this PlayStation 1 kit. Here's another rare PlayStation 1 game, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. There we go, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And you see how rare I got it in a little case. Let me take the little plastic sleeve case out. But this game right now, if you look it up on eBay, it's probably now a $300 to $400 game. I got this game when it was $200. The reason I got it for $200, I actually paid $50 for it because I was going to different like pawn shops, Goodwills, flea markets, and just finding different games for a great price. I would buy like big bulk and keep the games that I want, and then I flip the rest. That money that I flip, I use that for my video game fund, and that video game fund goes to my other projects. Also, too, trade credit is a little bit more than trade credit is worth more than cash in some places. You got to know where to trade it, and you got to know who are giving out what trade value. Say like say I was going to trade this, right? A store may give me a little bit more because it's a rare title. Say this game is $400. We just say it's $400. I might get $340 for credit for this. I put that $340 for credit, and I can go buy something else. Maybe I want to buy a system. You know, I did think about selling this game because I see a place do want to give me at least about $300 for this. For a Sega CDX is a really rare system. Do I want to? I don't know, because I see a lot of Sega CDXs out there, but I don't see many of this right here. This game out in the wild, as you say, in the wild, we'll say like going out to different game stores. I don't see this game pop up. At least this game pops up every like once every 6 or 7 months. So you have to. It's a lot of factors in how you sell, trade, bargain, and all that kind of stuff. Another thing I was telling Steve is make sure you make friends with people. And you see behind me, I have a Nintendo Switch kiosk. That Nintendo Switch kiosk came from one of the closing GameStops in my area. That GameStop, they it took me a month to get that. I really had to do some not willing and dealing, but going back, checking, calling, and you know, not being annoying, but actually buying stuff and being friends with people up there. And I even made a friend up there who's now like, oh hey, you know, I'm glad, you know, come on in, you know, I got this game, you want to come get it or something, just stuff like that. So in the end, I got that Switch kiosk for free. How I got it for free, you know, say making friends, it came with 6 console keys. And these console keys are like green, and they're only by Nintendo. Nintendo only make them somewhere in California, but those keys are valuable. The keys are like $60 to $70. So I sold 5 keys and kept one, and that paid for my Switch kiosk and some more games. So it's almost like a shell game, but you also have to have a really good attitude. You have to be patient. You got to have gas money. And you got to have a good time. People always forget the gas money time. What'd you say?
Got to do that leg work. Got to get out there and hunt.
You do. You really do have to get out there and hunt. And it's almost like a spidey sense in a way. You got to like, this would be a good day to go. I also, too, this is a good tip. The best days to go is a rainy day, because people are not getting out and don't want to make a deal on a rainy day. I don't know why it is, but I had got some of the best deals. I guess they're doing a storm when it's raining, because people don't want to get out. I get out and I go. I said, I'm so happy that I got a hybrid car, so I just put some gas in and just drive all around. I was like, oh, but it's fun. You actually have to want to do it too. And also, don't do it for monetary gain. Do it for the fun. Do it for the thrill of the chase, because that's the thrill of the hunt is amazing.
So one of the things that I could tell you, his method works, guys, because Daniel and I have been doing it. We've been going out weekly, because we don't go out as much as Steve. Steve goes out every other day or something like that. But we've been going out
on Saturdays.
Saturdays we go to these places, and I think I've spent probably $100, and we probably increased our game library by what, almost 200 games. We got pretty many.
About like 199.
Quite the growth.
199. See, he knows the exact count. I don't, but it was.
I said about, so
yeah,
math
a lot of them were
not be
Xbox
sure.
360 games. We've gotten some retro stuff, but we've been focusing on PS3, Xbox,
because
PlayStation 2.
You just like I think a month ago you got down the PS3 from my room, so.
Yep. So we put it all down there. So that's kind of why I wanted to bring him on.
Is your wife out tonight? Is your wife out tonight? She's not hearing all this information, right?
No, she's at work.
So
right now,
there we go.
she's at work at 6:15. Actually, she's the one that's been doing the filming when we do, because like Steve did, and I'm not going to take credit for this. Steve's been doing videos where he videos himself going to stores, doing his pickups and stuff. Somebody in the chat room actually said, hey, it'd be cool if you and Daniel did something like that. So I said to my wife, you're filming. And we decided to do a video. So tomorrow we'll do another video on it, because he enjoys doing it too. It's something we can do together. So that's been something she's actually kind of getting into it, where she takes the app. And Steve, I'm sure you're going to get into that, the app that you told me to use to see what the prices are. And she's like, oh, this one's worth this much, and you should buy this because they only want this much for it.
Yeah, we found like.
Where are all these women? Where are they?
I
don't get it.
You
gotta come back to Earth to find these women. You spend too much time in space.
There's a video on YouTube where they talk about women and dating and the crazy level versus marriage level. There's not one there for a girl gamer. They're not on the list. Where are they? They're like unicorns. I don't believe it.
He said, wait, She is leading the way. My fiance is leading the way. I'm telling you, she got such. This girl right here, I'm telling you, is amazing. And to calm me down, Steve already know it gotta be a heck of a woman to like, because I can be a handful of everybody.
No, never. I don't believe that.
All you have to do is just go down to Earth, and then you're perfectly fine. Just pick a winner.
Maybe
Pick a
I can
winner.
find someone here on Mars.
Hey, pick a winner.
Oh, Venus. Venus is girls, right? Venus is for the women. Maybe we should go there.
No, pick a
There
winner.
you go.
Hey Daniel,
pick a winner.
Hey Daniel, what were one of your favorite games that you got so far from you and your dad? Y'all been hunting. What were one of your favorite games, man?
I think mostly the Call of Duties.
Yeah, he's
Really?
Yeah,
Call of Duty?
I like to
Okay.
shoot 'em up.
Do you now? Okay. What's your second favorite?
I think the Guitar Hero.
Okay,
you
that's
go.
fun.
Yeah.
Good job. Good job. Some good games.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. I really do, man. Gaming now, since this whole quarantine stuff has been going on, people are actually seeing how much games are helping people. Games, I never forget, like Animal Crossing. When Animal Crossing came out, it's such a good time. Like it came out so good that we wanted to buy 2 copies. Bought it for her birthday, right? Because after everything started shutting down, her birthday was what? Your birthday was like right before it happened? No, right
No,
after it
after.
happened. And it was like a week
Right.
after it happened, right?
A week
Yeah,
after.
and
Yeah.
then Animal Crossing came out that Monday or that Tuesday. What was
I
it?
don't
It was a
remember.
week later that
Yeah.
her Animal Crossing came out, and I got it for her birthday. And that whole week she was just playing nonstop, because it was just depressing. You couldn't go nowhere, things were shut down. And she's been playing it nonstop. Now she's not really playing like she used to because she's on Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption 2.
I'm all over the place.
She's all over the place. I'm sitting here watching her play Red Dead. She's playing Detroit Becoming Human. We both here crying over the game and stuff. I'm like, she's a gamer. She games more than me. I'm more now moved into like more of the collector. And when I game, I hardcore guy, straight hardcore game. Like Love Night Battletoads, I had to cut it off. I had to go to sleep. It was good. It was good. It's not the Battletoads that I like, but that's another story. But it was good.
This guy was all over Battletoads this week as well.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. What can I say? The new game is definitely gonna, polarize and split people's opinion because it is a vast, kind of hard right from previous Battletoads. But I've liked parts of it. There's definitely parts of the new one that I didn't like as well. So I can definitely see it being a game that really makes people go, do I like this or do I hate this?
Yeah, I'm in the same way, Doug. What I was telling her when I played it, they knew our reaction to the older Battletoads players, and you see the jokes that they throw at us about being a gamer now, and basically the jokes they just throw at us, and the script is so good, the animation is good, it just everything doesn't tie together. It's like, okay, I want to be this, I want to be that, I want to be this, I want to be that.
It lacks focus for sure. Yeah.
It's a big ADD trip. It's trippy. If
100%.
somebody was,
100%. Yeah, it's all over the place. Yeah,
it is.
It just doesn't have a focus. It wants to be too many different genres, too many different things simultaneously.
That was the best comparison.
What'd you say?
You said ADD. It was hot.
It was. ADD was hot. That's Battletoads. Really, it really is. But it's a great game. I welcome it. I'm still like and I hate to say, like, am I getting old because I'm like, I want to hate this game, but I also want to love it. And it's like I'm so conflicted that I went to bed. I'm like, I never had a game that made me like just question how old I was until that game came out. I was like, dang. Battletoads, it really hurt me. She told me.
Right.
I know.
Right.
I still got Battletoads and Battle Maniacs on Super Nintendo. Forget it. So
there you go. You got something to fall back on at least.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Glenn, do you know what Battletoads is?
Of
Probably
course
not.
I do. It was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ripoff.
I knew he was going to
Really?
say that.
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean,
But you're not
there was so
right.
It's
many-
not a bad game. I admit I played some Battletoads. I'm more of a turtle guy though, personally. But I'm sure Kathleen Kennedy loves Battletoads.
Battletoads is so different though, because it's like you have all these turtle clones, but Battletoads, it was like a clone, but it was something different. Especially like the first one. You played the first one, you do that first punch, you see this big fist pop out. I'm like, hold on, what happened? And then you just keep going, and then when you hit the speeder bike level,
Oh, man.
Whew. Man, I remember I broke a Nintendo controller over that speeder bike control level.
Yeah.
Man, I can
Battletoads
beat it
actually kind
now.
of like popularized like the Super Smash Brothers like knock off the screen type of thing. So they were a little bit of a trendsetter.
Yeah, they were. Remember the snake level on Battletoads 1? I hate that level.
Yeah, it's yeah, the speeder bike level is up there with Turtles and the water level as far as things to make you throw a Nintendo controller across the room and never want to play a game again.
Oh my goodness, yes. Those right there, you had no continued drum games back then, were great. Talking about retro guys, play Turtles in 1 and try to get through that water level or the Battletoads speeder level. Promise you will pull your hair out.
So
that's what happened to Glenn.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Pretty much. I will say that the first Battletoads game I thought was much better than the first Turtles game on the NES.
Agreed.
And I really wasn't a fan of that. I'm a fan of Turtles, but the first game for Turtles was bad, where Battletoads was good.
So let's shift gears a little bit here, Steve. I want to get back to what you were saying about the game, but again, we mentioned earlier in the show that Doug costs people money, and so I didn't do a video this week because I've been a little bit short on time, but I picked this up, and Doug's to blame for it. And this is the arcade 1-up QVC version, which was under $100. What was it, Doug? $92, I think, with your discount code.
Mm-hmm.
So
$9.
Yes,
heck of a deal.
It was a heck of a deal, and I did a video just showing it because I know a lot of you guys were getting. I seen some people had their order canceled, so
yeah,
I'm wondering if this is like a limited edition or something like that. But I was impressed. I wish all the arcade 1-ups were made to this build quality because this is actually heavy compared to what I thought it would be.
I can't probably even.
That actually makes you look like a better looking man, Steve.
Hey, I'm telling you what, man. Look, it just brings out the eyes. What can I say?
Yeah.
No, it just
no, I think that one's definitely the better looking of the Walmart and the Best Buy 4-in-1 versus that one, because that one's got that colored front little panel with the speaker, and it's got the nice graphic, and the pink trim I think is a little more eye-catching than the yellow trim on the other one. So I think you definitely got the most aesthetically pleasing one of the two that are being offered out there right now.
And it's all your fault.
Yeah, well, you're welcome.
You just broke Dad's bank.
Well, so Daniel didn't know I had it. I had it yesterday and I had it set up, and then he was sitting here when I picked it up. He's just like
no.
He didn't know it was there.
Yeah.
The only thing I wish it would have had was a little bit more games on it, because it does have the 2, but for the price.
That's what a Raspberry Pi is all about.
Exactly. And so Steve, you also, besides collecting these, you've been collecting the arcade 1-ups and going into the arcade. What?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us, both of you guys, tell us your experience. How has it been having a home arcade?
I think it's pretty good. I really do. Like one of my biggest things when I was a kid is going to Aladdin's Castle back in the day. You know, like on the weekends, and just getting like $20 and just putting $20 in and getting a whole bunch of like tokens and just staying like 3 or 4 days, because my mom would be shut the mall and stuff. I only stay 3 or 4 days. I'm sorry, about 3 or 4 hours. I'm sorry, but just stay. I would stay 3 or 4 days.
No, you're probably right. It's a woman at the mall. It's probably 3 or 4 days.
I was like, please hurry up. Like, I am so happy that they have a man chair in one of these women's stores. Y'all to be shopping. Luckily,
don't look at me. I'm not like that. I'm the exception.
Yeah, she is a she don't shop that much, but when she do, I'm like, hurry up. But on the arcade 1-up, I recently made a video about it on my channel. But go ahead, you tell people about it. What you think?
So yeah, can I talk?
Yeah, go ahead. You can talk.
So basically, my experience has been, as he said, he did not have enough space in the game room. So I came up with the idea that why not create kind of like a barcade area in the house, because I enjoy going to barcades and just, you know, those classic spots. So because of COVID, I wanted to kind of like recreate something like that in the house. So that's how we came up with the idea of, I told him, well, let's take the cabinets and like place them, you know, in the dining area, and then we'll tweak, several things like curtains, the dining table, probably do some sort of like a bar stool or something like that. And the point is, have nights that we can have our friends come over and have a couple of drinks, play, talk, have a good time, and just share our interests that we have in common. So I think that is an excellent option for those purposes. Obviously, those that are more purist won't consider this to be a good deal. They'll want, something more original when it comes to cabinets, and I don't see that as a problem. I understand, quite honestly. But if you are looking more into a more budget friendly and still have, tons of fun out of it, then yeah, this is definitely an option.
Really good option too, especially when we start having more people back over. But the people who we did have over when we first started this project at the beginning of the year, it really was a pretty good hit. And like, I'm a big fighting game, but I also too have games that are for everybody. Like, everybody loves Turtles, everybody loves Pac-Man. I just recently got that. Nobody get to play the Galaga, not the Galaga, Asteroids one, the one I got for $1 at Walmart for that deal that had that time. And nobody plays that, but I want to change that into like a RetroPie system.
Yeah,
maybe.
that's exactly what I was going to bring up too. That's a good option if you want to mod it and bring in those arcade classics, because a lot of people do it through the Raspberry Pi, and they just have all their arcade ROMs there ready to go. So
yeah, that's gonna be a project we'll both do, because maybe we might make it like a Miss Pac-Man, or might buy the Miss Pac-Man that comes out. We don't know yet. We just I'm glad we have the option too. It's another thing to have retro games, but it's like how we build our retro type of house in a way. Is like the section here behind me is all the physical games. Then over here you'll see have the kiosks where you have the Wii and the Switch, and then you have like the Neo Geos on a TV by itself, and then I have like another big TV you can't see off camera, 40-inch Trinitron, and then that's like, it's almost kind of like a circle of games, and then you go to the next room where you have the drinks, and then you have the arcade bar in. So it's coming together really, really nice. I think like it's a really good addition, because I didn't come up with that. She did that, and I was like, oh, that is really, really dope.
We'll have to, before the end of the show here, when maybe we'll get Glenn back closer to Earth, we'll have to have you do a show that room that you're sitting in, so people can see if they haven't seen any of your videos. But I know you you have it. But I've actually, I'll be the first to admit, lately I've been more in console land than I have been in the arcades, and it's only because I finally found
all of them. That's why
I finally found one, and my son's got one, but he's got the one there. So
my Joy-Cons were kept on drifting.
He had the drift because his was original launch day. So I finally got one of those, and I have to say, and I think Doug, you agreed with me when we were chatting. I said this has got to be my favorite console, and I've already went through and beat Mario Odyssey, and I'm working on a few other ones.
I haven't even Mario Odyssey, and you have. What are the odds? What are the odds?
Yeah, the Switch is definitely my favorite current generation console. Just the game library, the portability. I find myself playing it probably 5 times more than my PlayStation 4 or my Xbox One.
So the question we have to ask, Mr. Planamento, where is your Switch?
My Switch, bought it for Cole about a week or 2 after it came out, and it's been sitting in the box, completely untouched, with 5 games, still shrink wrapped. Well, the games are still shrink wrapped. I took out the game to see if it worked, and it does. And I was gonna play with it, but I don't know. I mean, it looks okay, but I know everyone really likes Switch, but I don't know. It's just not my thing. You know what I'm saying?
Tell him, Steve.
Sell it.
I'm more happy with that Asteroids.
He's gonna get the Atari VCS.
That's right. That's right. Boom. I've only got 5 of those.
Yeah, I mean, it's only $699. So if you sell that Switch and all the games, you may be able to afford, a nice down payment on that VCS that comes out in 2020.
Wait, Doug, are you kidding me? If he sells the Switch now, he could probably get $600 or $800 for it with all the scalping prices.
Well, that's true. So, I mean, there you go.
There you go, Glenn.
Like I said, you got a down payment on that VCS.
I'll sell that in the Ridge Racer.
There you go.
Then you can get your Atari VCS, 1 controller, and maybe 1 download a game.
Now, if anyone knows me at all, they know I do love Atari. but not that piece of junk. I feel really bad for any sucker who purchased and put down payment on a piece of garbage. I mean, just sell the case for $10. Let me put a pie in it. But Atari, man, they've fallen so far from grace, man. It is embarrassing.
Well, I could say for the Doug said it's a great console. I love the fact that I could sit there and play it and have desktop, we'll call it desktop console gaming as opposed to like a Vita graphics or Game Boy graphics or Game Boy Advance on an actual console sitting there. If I'm half paying attention to a show that my wife is watching, let's put it this way. She was sitting there kind of looking over my shoulder when I was playing it. Bad mistake playing it around your wife, because you know what happened after that, right?
Oh yeah, she wanted to switch light.
She wanted to switch, as if you didn't see that coming. So I was tasked then to go find the pink Switch Lite, which I did, and so she ended up getting that. So she's playing Mario Odyssey right now, and she even said it's the most fun console.
Not right now.
Well, she's at work right now, but you know what I'm saying.
Duh.
But that's the most fun console she's played probably since she remembers the original Nintendo.
Nice.
That's good.
So
what you're gonna find yourself, Steve, is you're gonna when you get the Switch, do you have a PlayStation 4 or a Xbox One?
I do.
He has actually.
You're gonna end up buying the same game on one of those consoles and on the Switch.
I know. It's already begun. It's not even that. He's got Luigi's Mansion 3.
No, you did.
Oh, I thought you had it too.
No, you let me play.
Oh, that's right. You have Donkey Kong Freeze, and I just bought that too. So I'm buying games 2, 3, 4 times. Now it's Nintendo taking my money, Doug. You're off the hook.
Oh, you got lucky this time. But next time you're gonna get it.
Glenn, do you do that with Cole? Do you end up buying him his own games, or does he just kind of swap games that you have?
See, we talked about this once before. I mean, usually, well, the best way I could put it is, he's not my kid. He can't be, because he doesn't like any of the games. It's Minecraft and Fortnite. Nothing else exists. I can buy a brand new Xbox, whatever the new one's called, or PS64, whatever that thing's called. He wouldn't care. He wouldn't care. I literally have everything, pretty much, and he could care less. It's not Minecraft. Don't care, Dad. It's not Fortnite. Don't care, Dad. So I told you, when I die, get here first, because he's going to just put everything outside on the street for people to take. So get here quick. Get here quick, because it'll be in a landfill somewhere, or some guy just saying, "Oh, I put it under my couch. It'll hold up. This Adventure Vision will be great under my table."
What about
so
Steve?
Glenn, who was the person that enabled on the whole Fortnite and Minecraft kick to begin with? Was that you, or outside friends at school, or
his friends? His friends.
Okay.
You know, he did it. You know, and I did. You know, I tried when he was younger. I gave him a tablet with an NES ROMs. You know, Mario Brothers. He played that back then. You know, he played it. But once he saw Minecraft, it was game over, man. Game over.
Yeah.
So, I mean, on one side of the coin, it's great because I give Cole like $5 a year for games. I spend the rest on me. So that's the good part about it. But I say the bad part, and I am dead fracking serious. I say frank it because I'm on Battlestar Galactica here, so I can say frack. My stuff's gonna end up it's gonna end up on the street. I'm telling you. When I drop, it's literally gonna be a free for takings. Just everything outside. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Glenn, I love you, but I also can't wait for that day, because it's gonna be good.
Well, you and Steven, you guys know where I live, man. You better just get on that plane, because rain or shine, it's gonna be sitting outside getting dumped on.
Oh man. So I know there's a comment in here about hoping that we're going to get to talk about some arcade one-up pinball and other pinball. We are going to get to some of that. We want to get Steve's opinion and some of the other guys here. What we're still waiting. But Steve, you and Crystal, you said you have a child. So what about that? Are you buying separate games for you guys and him? Are you buying 3 copies of games, or are you just kind of fighting over copies? How's this working?
And she is really a tripping out over Glenn.
That's all right. Everybody has we've just grown numb to it. We're used to it. It's Glenn.
Yeah.
Well,
That's why they
I'm here
have
for the
the.
comic reliefs. Steven's here for the show, and Doug's here for the eye candy. So that's how we operate.
That's why they have a comment of the numbskull.
Oh, man.
The game company or me?
Yeah.
Just
sorry,
you.
said, what's the question? What is
Are you guys do you share games, or do you find that, like, okay, my wife's using Mario Odyssey right now, so even if I wanted to go back and get the additional things after you beat the game, you can get additional moons to see if there's another ending.
Yeah.
I can't do it right now because she's in the middle of it. Do you guys buy separate games? Does your child, do they have their own separate games? Because you're like, no, I keep these pristine. You can have your own, and if you destroy it, well, you're not getting mine.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna jump into
Go ahead,
this.
jump in.
Have separate Switch. He has his own Switch. I have my own Switch. So when I was dating him in the beginning, I already had kind of like my own Nintendo Switch game collection, and he has his own games. So those we kind of do share them if there's one like he doesn't have or I don't have in my collection. But the majority of our games, it kind of comes down to preferences because that's something he's learning now along the way because he's always been a big physical game person and versus me that I'm more into digital. I don't mind having all digital. So he was kind of picky with, going all fully digital. But then once he saw me, with my library, then he started being more open. And I'm not against physical media. I absolutely enjoy having my physical games. But if it's not physical and the only way you can get it is digital, then I don't make it such a big deal, really, for me.
No, we will not have this. Physical. 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 I don't want the virtual. No.
Boo.
Don't do it. Don't fall into that trap.
Boo, Glenn.
See, the funny thing about it is there are like certain games that are digital that I actually wish they would have a physical copy. So now I think limited run games and other companies are making an effort to make it a reality of bringing those games into the physical media.
If you get your game from limited run games, supposedly mine shipped, my Streets of Rage that I ordered like 4 months ago or some nonsense like that.
Oh.
They get that in GameStop. But they're supposed to be different though. I think that was a weird situation because that was limited run caught a lot of heat for that because they had their game and then it just started showing up every other retailer. I was like, hold on. But it was like a different cover or different stuff. So I guess limited run had limited type of stuff and then everyone else got different type. That was just so weird. I mean, it wasn't bad because if you look at it, everybody gets to get the game. It's like people want it both ways. Like want limited run to release everywhere, but then they don't want them to release everywhere. It's like what I don't know. Sometimes retro gaming community can be really a headache. I love you guys, but sometimes you don't know what you want.
Well,
No.
It all boils down to people
Well
like
said.
their exclusivity.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think you need to be open in the market when it comes to certain games because these game developers want their exposure. They want their games to be, reached out by the public. So we need to make exceptions when it comes to that too.
You do need to be just chill out and enjoy the game. I never understood why people fight over a video game. A video game is supposed to mean it's the whole goal of a video game is enjoyment. If you're fighting somebody else over a video game, what are you enjoying? I mean, really, seriously, the game is really not even about you. It's about the experience.
Oh
People
no!
start fighting, all this kind of stuff. Y'all stop that.
Somebody else saying the
games are-
experience. Sorry,
All
sorry,
about
Steve.
the experience.
It's all about the
It's
experience.
true.
We heard that before
Experience.
too.
Yeah.
John
Although
coined the
for
phrase.
Streets of Rage, you do want to have you want to rage out. So depends on the game.
Yeah.
Depends on the game, yeah. Like Battletoads.
Well, but also you gotta, it's not about the experience, but we also got to think about all these companies and these game developers that they put all of their time, all of their effort, and mostly most of their funds to even risk it and see if it's going to be a success or not. So this is a form of art also that they're giving for us, as a gift. So I actually am grateful when I see how gaming has evolved because it's impressive.
It
You
is.
know,
I'm not
graphically.
sure. I'm not sure if Where's Waldo on the SNES qualifies as art, but
Oh, yeah, I
Okay.
mean, that's an exception.
I have with this. I want to go around the horn, and I know Glenn. We already know what your game for Switch is that you're playing right now, but I want to get even the guys in the chat room. I want to get what your thoughts are of what your game that you're playing right now on your Switch. But before I do that, I am a big Castlevania fan, and I'm really, really irritated right now because there is a Castlevania game coming to Switch, but it's all the previous Castlevanias. And I think, Doug, you once said, it's like, how many times are we going to give Nintendo money for Castlevania 1, 2, 3? And I already have it because with the Switch, you can download the original game. They give it to you if you do I did the family plan, the $20 a year, where you get whatever, Switch Online or whatever. I'm mad that there's not a new designed one from Konami of Castlevania. Why? Somebody answer that for me.
It doesn't cost them anything to sell you the same old stuff.
But they made a freaking Netflix show out of it, and you can't make a brand new game? Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe they're working on it. We just don't know. You know, these games typically sit in development for 2-3 years, so maybe they were trying to generate some income and interest and revenue with that Netflix show. But the fact they were on season 4? Yeah. So you would think they would have maybe struck a little earlier while that was in the forefront of people's thoughts and interest.
Oh, the Iron's hot.
So yeah, when that first started becoming a big to-do series on Netflix, you would have thought that maybe if they were going to come out with a new Castlevania game, they would have done it in the last year or so, but nothing.
Steve, do you have any insight on this? Because it really irritates me.
No, it really don't irritate me because I enjoy the old Castlevanias. I was playing last night the Castlevania collection on the Switch. I think it's really good. I got it when it was a really super cheap price. I would definitely love when the physical collection come out because I definitely want to add that. Because Castlevania 1 right now, complete in box, is like ridiculous. That's crazy. But I really do think they're maybe working on it because Konami is a weird company. And most of the Japanese companies are weird, especially now during COVID, because they always like to work in the office. They're not used to working at home. So we have to throw any game that you're really looking to get, you have to throw it away. Push it back at least 6 months. That's any game. And I'm surprised that games like Miles Morales is going to come out this year. I still don't think a lot of these top tier games are coming out. But going back to Konami is so weird. It's just like they will throw stuff on a cell phone or in a Plinko machine, and then they won't even, we don't want to put anything on like the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, or the Switch or something. Then they bring something out like the Castlevania collection digitally. So I really think it's a shifting of the guard from these old companies like Konami and especially Konami, because even the guy who left Street Fighter, it's that changing of the guard. We're at that age. We were at the boom of physical media video games. Now we're not. We're in that transition of like, okay, digital versus physical, and we're like it improved that with the PlayStation 5 launch or going to launch. Because nobody saw PlayStation making an all-digital system. Xbox tried it and people poo-pooed all over it. That's why the Xbox is that good. That's why the Xbox One, right? They tried to force digital. They tried to force the digital age on everybody and wasn't ready, and that's why PlayStation 4 won this round, I guess you say. But speaking of piggybacking off of that, the Xbox was it Game Pass? Xbox Game Pass. That's where it's going. Xbox is trying to become the new iPhone. That's what you're talking about. Xbox trying to take what Apple did and transform it into Xbox and play it anywhere, everywhere. That's why they're not even ready. They don't even care that Halo is not coming out. They're ready, sell you bits and pieces of the game. Well, they're not gonna sell you bits and pieces of that game, but they just don't really care. They don't even care if you buy Xbox Series X or Xbox One X. They don't care. As long as you play their games, that's what they're going at. I mean, go off on that tangent, but yeah.
Well, that's the big thing. That is a big thing, though, about the digital. It is the digital content and delivery system is just for the companies. They can shut you out. They can shut down the servers. You pay for a game, use it for a while, they shut it down. It's gone. It's done. That's all about them. It's money in their pocket. You're going to spend the money, and you're at their mercy. If they don't like what you're doing, they shut down your account and you lose your stuff. That's why you have to have a physical copy, so you have your own to say, poo-poo to you.
I disagree on that just a little bit because the perfect thing is the Xbox 360. I think is a phenomenal system because I bought a lot of digital games on the Xbox 360, and I went back and I did re-download all my games. Now they don't make it easy for you, but if you can find a way to re-download all your old games from Xbox 360, you still have them. I still have Turtles in Time Reshelled, and a lot of people didn't like that game. I really actually loved that game. I think that game was great. It was different. It wasn't Turtles in Time, but it was just different. And I still had that game on Xbox 360. I'm like, oh my goodness, I thought I didn't have this game, you know? So,
but what if they shut the servers down?
Right.
Then?
I mean, if they shut the servers down, I mean, you're still gonna be able to download, so you're just not gonna be able to play online with somebody.
Exactly.
Downloading
And
is
then
still.
if you lose, and if your hard drive crashes or you have an incident, I mean, I guess the CD-ROM could go bad too, but at least you can usually make a copy of it. My point is, when you have a digital download, you're at the mercy of the manufacturer completely. You know, Microsoft has in the past. Again, when you buy like an Xbox and you mod it, you pay for that machine. I don't care what license that stupid sticker they stick in the box. I pay $300 or $400 for a machine. That's mine. If I want to mod it, if I want to be able to play games from Europe and mod it for that, that's my reason. They find out about it. Next thing you know, your account is shut down, it's banned, it's gone. That is why I have a problem with that. Because I still spent the money for the machine. Once I pay for something, if I go and buy a car, that's my car. You know, although Tesla has tendency to do things like that. But I guess that's just my ultimate point. My ultimate point is that when you pay for a game, you bought the game. It's yours. You should be able to have a copy. You can download it, and a lot of people, they know that. Some people won't. But my point is that if it's only a digital download system, exactly, right. But if you're talking about a system that only has digital downloads, it's not for me. And I think it's a mistake. It's just something the company can hold over you if they don't like what you're doing or like what you're doing with your system or whatever. I'm just not a fan. People may like it. I'm a little old school. I mean, I'm in 1978 right now, so I'm a little old school when it comes to that. You know, but when I pay for something, I consider that if I pay cash for something, that's mine. Period.
Yes.
I don't want to read through a 15-page booklet saying, like Kyle did on South Park. Wait, you read the license agreement? Like, yeah. Why would you take something you didn't read? Exactly.
Just like the original PlayStation. If anybody knows and who are I ain't gonna say hardcore gamers, but in the modding scene, you already kind of know what I'm holding right now. And this PlayStation right here is an ultimate machine. Like, this is gonna be my ultimate PlayStation. If I ever get that HDMI mod that just came out today, and I hope I can order it sometime soon. I mean, it makes it great. Like, our old systems are still gonna be able to play in new ways. You know, like this right here, I consider this is a PlayStation 5501. Great system. I still have the port on the back with the Game Shark, and like I said, Doug knows. You know, it's many ways to play those games. Still, it just I want to say the right thing. Like, I guess the right way to play the games. You can play them, but it's the right way. I want to say that would be.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
Way to play it, yeah.
Well, sorry to interrupt, but it's like I mentioned earlier to you also, because this has always been a debate. This is a gray area.
Yeah, it is.
It's kind of like the same thing when it comes to emulators and stuff. There's always a gray area. There's always someone that's going to be against and someone that's going to be in favor.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it all boils down to the pros and cons, because we talk about losing the gaming content if it's digital wise, but not entirely, because that's why we have Steam and live streaming services and the cloud to back up your files and stuff. And just like you use your Dropbox, to save up and back up your pictures and stuff, there is going to be services to back up your gaming purchases.
And until the zombie apocalypse happens and there's no internet.
Well, and let me just
you can only play your Atari 2600 off a 9-volt battery. See, I'll be playing games.
Let me put this out there, because this is something that goes along with that, and I agree to. Like, I do digital and I do physical, but I prefer physical. But here's a prime example. We're going back. We got the Guitar Hero Live, right? It's the one with live with the 6 buttons.
Yep.
I can't play any of the games that were on the online or excuse me, any of the songs from the online base with it, because they shut the server down. So basically, Guitar Hero Live has like 12 or 15 songs built in, and that's it. And you're stuck with that. That's it. So I guess that's what Glenn's saying. Like, what happens when they shut the servers down and you can't play it? And we're not coming against you guys because you're saying this, but this is in general to make people start thinking about why you want to do both, like you guys are doing, we're doing.
Right, and I'll play my own devil's advocate, because there are ways that people can get online, get that code, and re-release it, and they've done that. So you still can do it. My only point is, when a company releases a machine, a gaming console, that's strictly digital download, it's not with your best interest, the consumer. It's there to line their pockets. That's all I'm saying. Because they're saving money on making the media, saving money on the cartridge, packing material. It's just more money in their pocket. But you're still paying pretty much the same amount for the game.
Yeah,
because they could take over your whole system.
And a perfect example of what he's mentioning is now with the Nintendo Switch, producing a physical media of the game is expensive, because of the cartridges. So a lot of them prefer digital because they save up money, and they don't. And if they go physical, on that cartridge, they don't even release the entire game. They have a part of it that you need to download it, and it's precisely because of how expensive the cartridges are. Like they lose.
They do,
so,
and that hurts trades too.
Yeah,
like especially everybody. The perfect example: Resident Evil collection on the Nintendo Switch. You get Resident Evil on the cartridge, but the other part you don't get it. I think it's Resident Evil 0 or one of the two. But
like a download code.
The download code. But GameStop still charges so much for it, but they do not inform the customer that you don't get 2 games, you only get 1 game. And if that download code is gone, you're basically getting screwed out of the game. You have to buy it new. So that's why I say it's a gray area. It's a real gray area.
And even what you do, Steve, what you do is you collect games. You collect them to put them on your shelf. You can't collect vaporware. You can't collect digital bits on a server on the internet. So there's a whole piece you're missing, and that's the only point I'm trying to make is, for me personally, I'm not going to lie, anything after like the PS2 I don't have, because I don't want them, because for me it's not for me. But for future generations, stuff like that, then you won't be collecting. So you'll be buying your Nintendo Switch Model 5, and there'll be games on it, but it has to have the password from the original user to get them. I don't have it, and tough. You put a system with no games on it.
Now, I do think for kids though, like even with my son, if I had physical, he's old enough now to, well, he's trying to sit here the whole show. He's old enough now that he takes care of his games. But when he was younger, I think Crystal, you said you all have your own Switches, right? So you probably buy a lot of digitals, right, for your son, so that way he's not losing cartridges.
Yeah, because that's also a good point. And also, like, we got to realize the new generation has been born in an era where everything's online. So they're very, and companies know that. So the grand majority of the games that are trending, if you notice, are online competitive gaming. That is what kids are geared to. Like right now, my son, like he mentioned earlier, my son is a big fan of Minecraft. And the way he enjoys the most out of that game is, when he's on those online servers with his friends, Fortnite, the majority of the games nowadays are online games, and they know that it's number one, affordable for them because it's an ongoing thing. And all they need to do is just add skins, add items, add, expansion. And that's their way of just having that community growing and just luring in anybody that's new into that scenario, So
completely valid point. And as Steven will know, they come to you for $50 for some V-Bucks. You're spending money and for a dance move.
Oh no! We're not in this house.
Oh wait! I have a story about that actually. That happened this way. He look at him. He's shrinking down in the corner. Because I want to get Doug's voice of reason here for all this here.
Red. Look at him.
He is.
What happened?
He's got the look. He's looking at you, Dad.
All right, so I'm gonna leave it on the 4 box. No, get up there. So this week he comes down He's all solemn. He's sitting on the stairs coming down. I think I was finishing up a meeting or something. So he comes down, and my daughter's with him. So
You're finishing the call.
I was finishing a call, yeah, with the meeting. So my daughter's coming down with him, and I'm like, either they're trying to hit me up for money, or they found some kind of killer deal that they want me to buy, or some kind of they're scheming, right? So they come down, and Daniel's almost in tears because I didn't see it when he was on the stairs. My daughter comes over, she's like, he went into this Fortnite game, and they took 1,000 of his Robux out, and they just took it from him. I don't know how they do it. I don't know enough about Fortnite.
You got hijacked.
And
Roblox.
I says to him, I said
Roblox.
And I says to him, I said Roblox, but they're Robux, aren't they?
Yeah, but you're calling the game.
I said
wrong.
no. I said what they took from you was Robux.
Yeah, but
Okay.
you got the game wrong.
Whatever. He took whatever the stupid game is that has all the Robux. They took 1,000 of them for him. I said, well, how much did that cost me? He goes, $20.
Oh.
And I was like, okay. And I said, well, I guess you learned your lesson, right? And he goes, great. Now I'm not going to get any more Robux. I said, not unless you buy them.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, it was
wait
an
a second.
accident. It was an
Was it
accident.
he did it, or someone?
Somebody
scammed him and
stole
took
it. Somebody stole it from the server. All right? Is that how that
Okay.
worked? You went into the room and it just automatically took it from you? Is that?
No, I accidentally bought something.
Oh, when you go in there, you
Ah.
they trick you. So they trick you into buying a map or a download pack that you don't get, right? Is that what it is? You end up buying an item that you don't get.
No, I did.
Oh,
get
that's
it.
bad.
Oh, you did get it. Okay, he did get it. Okay, so, but I emailed Robux about it, and I said, why are you letting these little kids get scammed by these developers? And it wasn't. He's 8 years old. It wasn't anything.
What do I know?
That's what I said. It's not like he was. I didn't ground him,
You have that tape. You have that tape, Steve. You can play it back later, right?
But he learned, and I said, this is why when I get on and I talk to people about clicking on things on the internet, people look at me and I'm from Mars, but I tried to tell him, I'm like, this is why we tell people you can't always click on things. And he learned, he lost his Robux. He'll get more, but I just thought it was funny because Steve's like, no, not in this house. We don't buy that kind of stuff. But they con me into it It's like,
man, that's sad though. That's really sad.
yeah, taking
that's
advantage of kids,
thing. Yeah, why? Because like all these Fortnites and Minecraft and kids don't have the mindset right then to just they just emotional. They want it right then and right now. Sometimes like us, we buy something, I want it right then and right now, So I guess we're the same way. But they know how to strike that mental that chord, that pleasure center. Oh, you need this right here. You can't go further. You can't do this.
That's right.
They make sure.
But also, it's like we're living in an era that everybody just wants that instant gratification.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that's why mobile games do so well, because they lure you in of a free download to play, and then they're like, oh, there's certain things you'll pay. It's only $1. It's only $2. And you think it's not that much. But once you know it, within time, you've invested quite a lot of money,
Oh, I know.
It's exactly what they all see. So it's,
I make them work for it, though. That's one thing. They do chores around the house, and he's all flustered over here. I'm like, nobody's yelling at you, nobody's making fun of you, nothing. It's just
that's good.
He's just a little emotional about it, and I said to him, I said, there's crooks on the internet. It's just how it is. There's nothing you can do about it. It's not nobody's.
Good life lesson.
It is a life lesson. But we're going to have to wrap this up. Doug, I'm going to give you the voice of reason over all of this physical versus digital, and then we'll kind of get into some pinball in the post show, but we'll wrap up the hour podcast. So what's your final conclusion in all this?
Conclusion? Go physical every chance you can get. It just, the benefits are more significant in your court as opposed to the digital only, because you essentially get boxed in with the digital. You get that instant gratification. Maybe you get to play it then and there or whatever, but like Glenn said, maybe those servers get shut down later. Maybe something happens, your system gets bricked or whatever. Now, not only do you have to buy a new, Nintendo Switch, you've got to buy a whole new game because that digital code may or may not work once you try to get your your online account, sign back in. Just physical, it's the easiest, most fail-proof way to have the content right then and there when you want it, when you need it. So plus it has resale value. Your digital content, you can walk into a GameStop with an Xbox or a Nintendo Switch, it's got 50 digital games on it, and guess what, they're going to pay you the exact same as if it didn't have any digital games. They don't care, they're going to wipe it and sell it. So if you're maybe in a tight spot, you're struggling for money in COVID, you need to sell something, your digital content doesn't mean squat in this world.
So what are you playing right now on your Switch? What's your game
right
that
now?
you're playing?
I'm playing Jay and Silent Bob's Mall Brawl, like a Double Dragon-esque game. I bought it physically from limited run games on the NES just because I thought it was cool that they were actually releasing an NES cartridge, but I also bought it digitally on the Switch. So, best of both worlds there.
Awesome. And Daniel, what are you playing? He's playing it right now. He's actually looking. Daniel, pick your head up real quick and tell everybody what you're playing right now, because I can tell them what you're playing because I know what you're playing. I see it. Arms is a game
Oh, okay, yeah.
And some other people, he really likes the Paper Mario. What's the new one? The Origami King?
Yeah, Paper Mario Origami King.
And some people don't like it. He likes it. I don't know how I feel about it.
I've seen other YouTubers like
Beat 'em ups.
Yeah, beat 'em ups. He hates it.
Well, it's not for everybody, but he was one. Glenn, I would ask you right now what you're playing, but I have the feeling it's still boxed.
Well, actually, I've been playing quite a bit. The Space Invaders from the My Arcade.
Okay.
It's really nice. It's really, really nice. If you guys have not seen this thing yet, you can get it off Amazon. It's a really good version of Space Invaders. Love it. And I got a review working on for the Basic Fun Tetris machine coming out. So I've been playing those for quite a bit. And, of course, my Dreamcast. I've been playing that quite a bit.
Excellent.
Crystal and Steve, what are you guys playing right now on your Switches? What's got you wrapped up?
You want to start?
No, you go ahead. Start. Tell me what you.
Yeah, you better start because he's long-winded. It's going to take him forever to get through this.
Yeah. So currently, if it's on the PS, I'm playing Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm playing Watch Dogs 2 and Wolfenstein, the new
Nice.
Yeah. If it's on the Nintendo Switch, I'm playing Paper Mario Origami King, but I'm also playing a lot of indie games.
Do you like it?
I actually liked it in the beginning. It was kind of annoying. I'm not gonna lie. I had my rage moment live, because everybody saw me live, but the battle combat is kind of confusing. But once you get the hang of it, then the story is really good. And mainly that, a lot of indie games. Yeah. And I'm just gonna leave it to him now.
So I guess you play a lot of good stuff. I am replaying on the PlayStation 1 Kelowna, and one of my favorite games. I sold this game a long time ago. I regretted it, got it back, and I think it's a pretty dope game. On the Xbox One X, I am playing Battletoads, and on the Super Nintendo, I am playing Battletoads and Double Dragon. Not Battletoads, Double Dragon. I'm sorry, Battletoads and Battle Maniacs, because I think that game is the best Battletoads game out there. And on the Switch, I guess I didn't play the Switch like you used to. No, it didn't. Last thing I played on the Switch was the Castlevania collection. So that's really it.
No, correction. Last time you were playing Battletoads on the Xbox.
Yeah, I was talking on the Switch.
On the Switch.
No, on the Switch sometimes. No. Oh, I tell you on Switch, as Asphalt 9, that racing game that's free.
Yeah.
I love that game. It got an amazing soundtrack. I love that game. I play that game a lot.
I right now I have a bunch of them that I've been playing. I have the physical copies, but we had Gamester 81 on a few months ago, and I got the Super Nintendo cart of Sydney Hunter, and then I ended up getting the digital download of Sydney Hunter Curse of the Mayan for the Switch that I've been playing.
It's a good game.
It is a really good game, and that was one of the things that you couldn't pass it up. I think it was $3.99 when I got it. I had gotten it for Daniel too, and he kind of. You want that retro feel on the Switch. That was a game that I thought was pretty good. And plus...
I can't believe he's actually playing it right now.
No, I'm not playing it right now. I was pulling it up. You're the one playing it right now. It's a game that you can support indie developers with. Again, I wish he had a physical copy because I'd have both, but what are you gonna do? So, everybody, go check out Zap Crystal and Steve Wright. You can go to youtube.com/Mr. Wright Way and youtube.com/Zap Crystal and check out the content. And like I said, if you're looking to build your video game collection, watch Steve's videos. He's very, very giving on the information to show you how to do it, how much he's getting out of it, and how much he can sell stuff for and get other money to buy other games that he wants. Steve, anything else you want to plug?
Let me see.
Sure.
Hey, my cash app.
He's going to do his
Tomorrow's
cash
my
app.
birthday.
I knew that
Cash
was coming.
app. If anybody would like the cash app, I'm going to start my e-begging fund. No.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey, you know what? I started a Patreon this week because people were telling me to do it, and it still has 0, so don't feel bad.
Okay, no. Hey, my cash app, if you want to bless me for my birthday, it is Wright Way Photo. Just put it in there. You see this video again.
/Fruity
pop up
Pebble.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, and then also when she get ready to have a stream with.
I'm fixing to stream around 7 p.m. Central Time. Is that Crystal?
Yeah, I'll be watching SmackDown, so I'll be popping in the stream.
I want to watch it for the. I want to see some raging. I want to watch it for the rage.
Oh, she's.
Oh, believe me, I played Cuphead, so if you want to see me rage, yeah.
All right.
Like, what is wrong with you? Calm down.
See? So you guys gonna be? You're gonna stream this on YouTube at 7 Central, or are you gonna be on? Twitch?
No. Currently, I am streaming on YouTube 7 p.m. Central Time. But I am actually in the works of streaming on Twitch as my second platform. But that's on the works right now.
All right. So 7. That's 8 Eastern. That's about 1 hour. So you guys got that. So you can come right from here and go jump on that and check that out. So you guys can go watch her go rage crazy on that. Mr. Doug, anything new from you this week besides spending more of my money? What are you showing me this week that I'm gonna have to buy?
Like I said, I'm just trying to jumpstart that economy. I got a box of toys and collectibles and stuff I need to open up and review on the channel. So yeah, get your wallets ready. That's all I gotta say.
All right. Any other? I'm yelling at my son here because he's playing his Switch and he's whacking the mic here. Glenn, what's new from you? Do we have any updates on the? I saw somewhere in the comments somebody had asked if you heard anything about the updates on your fighter stick. I know you're probably flying it out there. That's why you haven't made it back home.
I'm using it right now.
I know you're testing it. Is it still September?
Yeah, we are. Unless something catastrophic happens, which I don't think it will. It will definitely be going out in September. Testing has gone very, very well. The molds are all done. The manufacturer is actually starting to put them together, so we should be okay. But I wanted to mention real quick because I'm not in enough Facebook groups already. I figure, why not do one more? And actually, Doug made one. I'm surprised he didn't mention here, but he pulled me. He wrote me in.
Yeah, he wrote me in too. Yep.
Yeah, he mentioned your new group.
Sorry, I'm terrible at the whole self-promotion thing. No, so there's a new arcade on the block, so to speak, Neo Geo MVSX that is slated to come out this holiday season for November. Got 50 built-in games, got a classic bar top with a stand, got that nice big red Neo Geo look. But anyways, we got a fan club over on Facebook, the Neo Geo MVSX fan page. So if you want to learn a little more information about that and join a group surrounded by Neo Geo home arcade fans, we'd love to have you. The more the merrier.
Absolutely.
And they are less toxic too.
Don't you start.
I just had to mention it because I had a couple people message me. I was like, "Oh my God, Glenn, you're in another group?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm in."
And Glenn just did a video.
Glenn just the Facebook Infinity Stones.
Glenn just did a video on his Space Invaders cap that he was trying to show it earlier, but due to gravity, he's not able to show it right now. But go check it out on his YouTube channel.
Actually, myself also, Gen X Growing Up did a great video of that, and also Willie over at Arcade USA. I'm telling you, if you're a fan of all the little machines, for $40, you cannot pass this one up. It's a great little machine.
Awesome. Awesome. And you guys, if you're interested and you want to see the countercades, if you're deciding if QVC comes back in stock, if they bring it back, I don't know if they are. I jumped on it when Doug put it out there. I tend to do that, and yeah, Anyways,
welcome.
I did more than just an unboxing, even though I titled it unboxing. I actually took the control panel off. So if you guys that are geeks and you want to see the chipset that's being used, we already had some commenters on the video that said that this one's using a different connection point than the one from Walmart and Best Buy. That might be a deal breaker for you. You might want to wait for the QVC. And I also opened the back up so you guys could see the inside. I wanted to do a little bit different, but you can go check that out on the videos. But we really appreciate everybody tuning in. We'll be back here next week, and I'll let Doug tell you and Glenn who's going to be on next week to talk gaming and retro games. And we got 2 cool guys that are going to be coming on. But we're going to stick around for a little bit of post-show. If you guys want to call in, we'll have the phone up, and you guys can call and ask any questions that you have for Steve or Crystal, or even Glenn. If you want to get him out of orbit, you can do that. But Doug, who do we got coming and joining us next week? I know they're close friends of yours.
Yeah, so we got the good guys over from Complete Geek TV on YouTube. They'll be joining us. So we got Adam and Jordan. So that'll be good. Some Missouri native YouTubers up there in Kansas City. Hung out with them for a Saturday and had a good time with them. But they make great content, and it's very well produced, well edited. So I think you guys will enjoy it. It's very reminiscent of the nerdy stuff I cover. You know, toys, video games, arcades, all the good stuff. So if you love any of that stuff, you'll love their content. So anxious to see them on the show next week.
So I'm going to translate what Doug just said. Bring your wallets, because between the 3 of them, we're going to be spending a lot.
Taking
more
all
money.
your money.
Yep. I think that's something that's on. Anyways, guys, tune in next Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern, here for more of the Retro Buzz. And also this Wednesday, just like every Wednesday, P-Dubs and myself, we do the show Legends Center, all about @games and all about the Legends. And here's a little snippet before we roll out of here, in case you're on the fence about watching it. We have a good time. I give P-Dubs a lot of crap through the whole show, but he needs it once in a while, especially since the way he does Glenn dirty all the time. So get on him about that. Yeah, asteroids. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Update. Your Pixelcade marquee will be able to work natively with the games included on the @Games Legends Ultimate, Steven. That's right. So if you have a Pixelcade marquee, it will work with the @Games Legends Ultimate on July 1st. That is the big holiday July 4th update. But it's going to be able to do a few other things, Steven, which you're going to have to wait until next week, and I'll show you that. But for right now, get hyped.
You set me up on that, because that's not what it says here on the notes.
Yeah, it does. It does.
No, it says, Steven, talk about firmware update Bluetooth headset. And I wrote no.
I swear, it's on there. It says talk about the Pixelcade.
It's so hard to find good writers. We need better writers.